We came out to protest. They killed us. We came out to vote. They rigged us. What else do you want Nigerians to do? Nothing. Nothing. Go and pray. According to the Sultan of Sokoto, they said you should stop cursing your leaders. Every time you curse them, Nigeria gets bad. Really? Wow. Samad, the Sultan. His name is Saad. No wonder he's a Sahad. Sahad Abubakar. He said, Nigerians should stop cursing their leaders. You should be praying for them. Okay, what would be the prayer point? That Allah should touch their hearts. So that every time they are thinking of buying themselves private jets, they will just use the money on education. Every time they want to build themselves new mansions or buy themselves new SUVs, they will just use the money to fund healthcare, right? Whenever they are planning to pad the budget with over 6 trillion naira, they will just leave the money for industrialization. Oh Allah, Allah, we beseech you, Allah, please, let all these our leaders, let them stop buying cars, let them stop padding budgets, let them stop. There's a former minister in Nigeria who was supposed to be Minister of Power under Buhari. I can't remember his name right away. I'll put his picture on the screen soon. So they gave him a 33.8 billion naira. And it was meant for the Mambila power project. You know, see Mambila, like Gereku power project, Kainji power project, Kainji dam and all that. So Mambila is also one power project in Nigeria, a hydropower plant. 33.8 billion naira was allocated for the improvement of electricity generation under Buhari. Now, the guy has been arrested is currently on trial for corruption. Guess what he used the money for? He used it at 3.8 billion to buy properties in Abuja. He's got like about 8 different properties in Abuja. A former minister under Buhari, the man that came to fight corruption. Money meant for power. He single-handedly used that money. He took the money out and he bought himself properties in Abuja. Now, those properties are now are now part of the litigation against him. But you know where that's going to end now? It's not going to end in your favor. One person stole money that could have generated over 400 megawatts of electricity, that could have improved your electricity, generation and supply, that could have helped your industrialization, your industries, to not depend on buying diesel or petrol to power the industries, right? But one person stole the money to buy houses. And the houses, right, he bought generators to power the houses for himself. And the rest of the country, you can go to places. It's a real place, okay? I don't know what happened between this lady and the SCDA in Lagos, but I got this video I want to share with you. Please watch.
3 times a day. It's okay for us to protest, and then we continue to hold everyone responsible. And the people who are in there, don't show that you care, that you understand what we are going through. This one is not about doing better for somebody. This one is about looking for solutions that will touch the common man. Because it is affecting everybody. Even the rich, it is not affecting them. They have people that are working for them. Before you get to start seeing a lot of time. So I think at this point, let us tell ourselves the truth. And let's say what we are doing to move this country forward. And that's the new hope. If you can give me the statistics, you can show me that this is how happened. So some kind of believe that, okay, by next month, the price of oil will not go up again. That's the scary of corporate. And you are not going to protect. But now I'm asking the question, I'm not going to the street, I'm asking you so that we can do this thing together. If I thought this is really the democracy of the people for the people and by the people.
No more questions. Anyway, my sister, honestly, I feel your pain. How do you feel, sir?
I feel whatever. It's good because I live among my people and I cannot claim not to know what is happening. And then I want to them and I know what's the difference of everybody. No one, I think it's a no for me. But one thing I can assure you is we have a leader that is listening here. Whenever I have the privilege to be with Ashwada for 2 or 3 weeks ago, and first question I always ask is, Tinubu will not solve what happens.
What did you tell him? What did you tell him?
Of course, I want to tell you what he wants.
Yeah, tell us what you
told him. He is for president. Yes. But we told him, and immediately he said he goes. Just as sure he knows.
What was he asking for?
He's walking around the clock to change the world.
Okay.
The truth is, what a man of ground. Anyway, don't let us go. But he cannot do it now.
Those midnight meetings.
No, it's always out there now. Yes, you are talking about social media. We are the area of social media now.
Say for example now, she moved from Engage to Mushi and she wants to know what has been going on there, what you promised and whether you are keeping up to it. How can she find that information? That's what she asks. You have videos, you have a document.
Everything.
That was it. When the next meeting happens, she's been pushing now. She might want to come for that meeting to represent for her.
So I would say that you talk about our you talk about child. Wait now. You talk about flyover.
The roads are wrong.
Yes. You said when we come down from the flyover that the road is wrong. Was that what you said? That's federal law. That is federal law. Get it? And it will also interest you to know that road, at least in the last 2 years, anyone living along that corridor can attest to the fact that they are rehabilitating that road. Yes, they've been rehabilitating that road. But the Okumoku that you are talking about, that is going to come down. They are working on it. They want to fix all that Okumoku that they will. You know that they are working on that place now.
Nuisance Lele.
That's the NCDA chairman, one of the NCDA chairmen in Lagos, area of Mushin and all that. So yeah, that's GRV. He was invited to that conversation there, and the question was directed at that guy answering in blue. That's the SCD chairman, APC. He's they're trying to defend their Tinubu. That Tinubu is a listening leader. That Tinubu will ask them, so what are the people saying about us? So they are going to make sure that things gets better and you give them time, like that. You know? God damn it, man. Anyway, I caught these exchanges between, you see, normally, right, we see the National Assembly. If to say you actually elected those clowns, right now that Nigeria is in serious economic crisis, and they are not selected rogues as leakers. Situation like this would have prompted them to invite the press idiots to come and tell them what's going on, man. You need to tell us what is really going on with this, your policies in this country. People are going through a lot. But no, they are there to lick his asses and then waste their time on absolute nonsense. This may be one of them, but I just want it to be on record. Oshiomole and Akpabiole in the Senate. It's a long watch, okay? But please just relax and listen to them, to the both of them.
Anyway, you can say something.
Mr. President, I'm very grateful for this privilege. And I think it is fair to just start by congratulating you for being awarded your own local government. I think your governor, I really want to congratulate you. Maybe, as they say, even a madman, when the train is coming, he will regain sanity until the train passes. So I congratulate you for the award. But really, you know...
For winning my local government?
Sir?
For winning my local government?
I say I congratulate you for winning your local government.
Okay, yes, I thought you were congratulating me for the award of GCON.
No, actually,
you kept
if that has not been done, because I wasn't around yesterday or the day before.
No, you kept using the word
I think you
award.
deserve to be congratulated because it was long overdue. Because previous Senate presidents are giving the award the very week they are sworn in. So congratulations, we shall watch it, sir.
Thank you.
In a very uncommon manner.
Thank you.
But sir, the complexities of this issue is a bit such that, you know, we can't even say governors of a political party. The case of Benue is APC versus APC, which explains the unity between PDP and APC senators on this occasion. But with profound respect, I shall say substantially to what the former Senate president said. But I am like, there are more other questions that we ought to ask. Because even those of us who are here, our elections were challenged, conducted by INEC. And many of us are here courtesy of the judiciary. The judiciary found that those who were here before were, were not the winners, and in many cases, I'm not sure of the numbers. Many of us are here courtesy of judicial pronouncement. For me, it's courtesy of my electorate. Now, the issue for me is, why are we helpless? That is what, for me, leads to a much more complicated question. The purpose of judiciary is to listen exactly the same way as the state and federal high court tribunals and Court of Appeal and Supreme Court listen to those who have reasons to lay election petition before them. Why are the states, those who are victims of this open robbery across the 36 states, there is no exemption. They ought to be able to approach the judiciary in their respective states. And I know for a fact that under the law, the state chief judge constitutes a tribunal to hear petitions arising from local government election. And then the chief judge also constitutes an appeal court, which is drawn from within the state judiciary. If, as it seems to be the case, that the state judiciary are unable to find their governors guilty of conducting an election that have been described in the manner that Benue was described, but that language is applicable to all without exception. So so that we are not seen to be picking and choosing what to call them and what to celebrate. It raises the issue of the independence of the state judiciary. Because if they were alive to their responsibilities and they are able to void an election that, quote, was conducted, the results were out many days before, then there will be no problem. The Constitution envisage that people with power may be tempted to abuse it. That is why the third arm of government, called the judiciary, is established. So I think all of this have to be taken together. Because of the point made by the former SP, this National Assembly, we already have a precedent. You pass a law to grant state assemblies autonomy. That law was passed by the two chambers to amend the constitution, but it required the concurrence of 2/3 of the states. Your Excellency, Mr. President, I'm sure you will remember that many states declined to assent to that amendment, even though these parliaments, state parliaments, were supposed to be the immediate beneficiary. So the National Assembly that was not affected was sympathetic, but the state assemblies were seemingly not sympathetic to their own cause because their governors were not in agreement with that. I think that said, and you have spoken to the sorry state of affairs in Edo State, but even that one, sir, I hope it doesn't happen under your leadership, because the National Assembly also failed us in Edo State.
But it
because the power of the National Assembly...
It wasn't under my tenure.
Sir?
It wasn't under this 10th Assembly.
That's why I say, may it not happen under your tenure.
It won't, because we have provisions in the Constitution that we can use to correct the situation.
With respect, Mr. President, that is the point I'm making. When I said that we were also disappointed by the National Assembly of that time, the Ninth Senate. I'm very sorry I have to say this, but the truth has no color. The National Assembly invoked their powers and sent a delegation to Edo, a panel to Edo, both the Senate and the House. And they reported that the governor did not properly inaugurate the House. And that was it. Nothing else followed. So for 4 years, Edo was under sole administrator. But even more painful is a parliament less than 24. Edo was run with 10 people. But I didn't come to Abuja to lament the imperfections in Nigeria. Like you, I think we are here to fix what is broken. Obviously, elections at the local government level is broken, and it has to be fixed. But to fix it, we will need to have in-house conversation, not within the Senate, the National Assembly, as you rightly said, the governors and Mr. President, to understand that it is in our enlightened self-interest, not a favor to Nigerians or to the local government. It is in the matter of enlightened self-interest of we, the political class. I now can't excuse myself because I used to fight the class, but as you can see, I'm here. To understand that the grave that we are digging, or we are watching some people dig, even though they themselves will soon become a victim, because like you said, sir, now in the case of Edo, in the next 26 days, we'll have a new governor, and Obaseki will belong to the past. He's already actually gone. He's gone on terminal leave. So I don't know how we're going to do it, but I would suggest that we have a convention under your leadership, invite scholars, invite other political players, statesmen, so that together we can look at this. Because even if you create another INEC and the character issue remains the same, the idea that I must have everything, I must take all, whether by hook or by crook, nothing is going to change. But I believe that you have shown leadership in many other ways, and this will just be a
nuisance, Lele.
I said, right? That's what they are engaging themselves in at the National Assembly about why the governors controls so much power in choosing who becomes the local government chairman in a charade called election. So they are pretending to show concern. A concern that election riggers themselves pure criminals. But just to make it like, you know what, it's not good that, in places where we don't have our own people in charge, somebody is just going to rig the election and just take control of this whole place. And we are talking about a local government autonomy where the local government can control their resources. So if a political party is in power, they will definitely in the states, so they will definitely also, rig the elections at the local government levels, and that's what they are busy. And when they are not doing that, they are creating more schools when the ones that they currently have in Nigeria are starved of funds, where ASU is about to go on strike, by the way. Some of them are already on strike partially, or because of unpaid salaries, unpaid allowances, and then unfulfilled agreements that runs into about 4, 5, 6, 7 years unfulfilled agreements. But the clowns are still creating more schools.
I'm saying this because I was the former chairman of the Committee on Tertiary Institution and TED Fund. But I support the salary this, but I just want to guide the Senate.
Even though information was not correct, that Imo State has only one federal university. So you are saying that Imo State has more than one federal
More than one university.
And one of them is Alvanikoku
Federal University of Education.
Okay. Is that okay?
To that extent, he's correct. But it is a university that is in the pipeline. But he's correct, because it is formerly Alvaniko College of Education, now University of Education, but it's in the pipeline. And he knows that it's in the pipeline. So, but if you have this engineering university in Okigwe, because the one he's talking about is purely on education and nothing more than that. But what Independence is talking about is a professional university that will have engineering and other professional courses. So, Mr. Deputy Senate President, I'm agreeing with you because you are supporting the creation of this university. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, the distinguished Senator Mongono, you have something to add, bearing in mind that they already have 2 federal universities. But say something.
Yes, distinguished President of the Senate, distinguished senators. My name is Mohammed Tahir Mongono. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, establishment of universities, the more the merrier, especially against the backdrop of the fact that our population is growing at geometric progression, while our ability to establish universities is growing at arithmetic progression. So establishment of more universities, the more the merrier. And any society that toys with the education of its people does so at the risk of its own peril. So establishment of universities, the more the merrier, having regard to the fact that our population is growing at geometric progression. So by establishing more universities, we will have the capacity to take in more of our population for university education. Thank you.
But just one question. The university, you said the population is going at geometric progression.
Yes, sir.
While the establishment of universities is going at
arithmetic.
Huh?
Arithmetic progression.
Even the grammar is because of your education. So I want to thank you for your contribution. Thank all my colleagues. Is there anybody who is opposed to the establishment of this university? There is none. So thank you so much for your contributions, Clerk of the Senate. So those who are in support that this bill be now read a second time, say aye, and those again say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators,
A bill for an act to establish Federal University, Okigwe, Imo State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters 2024. Second reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to establish Federal University, Okiwe, Imo State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters 2024. Second reading taken.
I'm saying this.
The country is burning, but when Akpabiole has something to say about that, because I actually heard him when he said that, yeah, people, it's true, the price increase of